Alright, so hello everyone, it's Megan and Ricardo here. We were just checking in with everyone to see how you're doing. I know things are kind of crazy right now, so that's all the more reason we should be trying our best to practice kindness even during these crazy times. Even though we're not in the classroom with you guys, I really hope you guys have been trying your best to practice the core values. And I know some of you guys are probably pretty sad that you can't go to school and see all of your friends, and it's getting a little lonely. We totally understand that Ricardo's having a really hard time not being able to go to schools and visiting all of his friends, and it's been really hard for me too. So we just wanted to give you a quick little update on things that have been going on here with us, and a little rundown about how I've been practicing the core values here at home. Alright, so as some of my classes know, a big thing that's been happening here with me is that I have a new foster dog named Posey, who I'm hoping will be another education dog just like Ricardo. She was brought to Haas from a shelter in the south where she was found as a stray. Her owners weren't very responsible apparently, and they didn't have any ID tags on her, and they didn't come back to claim her, so she came to Haas. Posey loves people, and she's under a year old, so that makes Ricardo the middle child now, and Posey's the bigger but younger sister. And then I know I've mentioned Stanley to all my classes. He's still around and he's still doing good. Posey knows to give Stanley space, so they get along pretty well. Alright, so that's what's been going on with us. Like I said, I've been trying to work hard to make sure that I'm practicing the core values even though I'm not in the classrooms with you guys. And I think it's really important that we take time to reflect on how we've been practicing them, because it really does help to grow your self-respect. So I'm going to share what I've been doing here to practice the core values. We'll go through each of them, and then I want to hear what you guys have been doing. Alright, so first off, responsibility. At work, we're trying to make sure that all the animals are cared for and that our staff also doesn't get sick. So we've all been given different jobs to do around the shelter. My job was to work for a few days at the front desk, which is not something I've ever done before, and I was really nervous about doing it. I practiced responsibility by going into work and trying to have a really good attitude about it. And I did my best at the front desk, even though I didn't really know what I was doing, and tried to help out as best as I could. Next up, compassion. I know Ricardo has been feeling pretty jealous since Posey came along, and I know that I personally don't like feeling very jealous, and when I do feel jealous, I like when people spend more time with me, so I've been making sure to include Ricardo with everything that I do with Posey. So if we go for a walk together, I bring Ricardo with us, even though it's kind of hard to walk both of them at the same time, and I also make sure that I spend lots of one-on-one time with Ricardo so that he knows that I still love him. Alright, so next up would be being humane. So I really love Posey, but she doesn't quite learn as fast as Stanley or Ricardo do. We've been working really hard, and so far all that she really knows how to do well is to sit. And sit took a long time for her to learn. So sometimes I get really annoyed, but I practice being humane by not yelling at her, acting mean to her. I try and be really patient and kind with her. Alright, so Posey has been a great example in helping me practice the next core value, which is self-control. Unlike most puppies, she's actually been really good with house training, but like most puppies, she does love to chew, and that's not something I'm really used to. So far, she's destroyed all of her stuffed toys, both of the window blinds in the dog room. She's chewed on the futon in the dog room, and she's chewed up some of my clothes that I've left out. I want to get angry with her, but I know I have to have some self-control, stay calm, and help her out by not letting her make those mistakes in the first place. So I've been trying to keep a closer eye on her, put my stuff away, and not leave things on the floor that I don't want her chewing, because I know that she's going to want to chew them. And then finally, integrity. Probably just like a lot of you guys with your schoolwork, I've been doing a lot of work at home. Just like when you're at school, you have your teacher supervising you to make sure you stay on track. At work, I have my boss and my coworkers usually checking in on me to make sure that I stay on track, but I don't have that when I'm working from home. So, as you probably know, it would be pretty easy for me to get distracted and just go play with my dogs or play on my phone since I don't have anyone watching me while I'm working. But luckily, like I've said before, the more you practice something, the better you get at it. And I've always tried to have a lot of integrity even when I was at work and people were watching me. So since I've practiced it so much, I've been doing pretty good at being able to just sit down and do my work and not get distracted. I've always said that no one is perfect and we all have areas we can work on when it comes to the core values. So right now, two of the ones that I'm working on are responsibility in cleaning up my room, because right now it's a mess and I kind of got lazy, and usually I'm good at keeping it clean. And also compassion, so I'm trying to reach out to people who might be lonely during the quarantine and make sure that they know I'm thinking about them. All right, so what about you guys? Can you think of some of the ways that you've been practicing the core values? Maybe you've been practicing responsibility by keeping up with your schoolwork online, or maybe you've practiced self-control by not yelling at a sibling even though they kept annoying you. So if you can, give yourself a minute to think about all the ways you've been practicing kindness lately and write them down on a piece of paper. Once you do that, you can even chart your growing self-respect on your graph in your journal. Ricardo and I miss you guys a lot. Our fingers and paws are crossed that you're practicing the core values, and if so, know that you're doing your part to stop bullying and animal abuse.